Hi there. I'm in the chair you may recognize from Dan Fink Passing Out, and it appeared in Dan Fink Laying on the Couch. Now, there are many types of biological weapons. Some of them are bacteria, viruses, fungi, and biotoxin. Of the types of bacteria, there's plague, which caused the Black Death in the Middle Ages. Some symptoms of it are high fever, swollen lymph glands, chills, general discomfort, otherwise known as malaise, muscle cramps, seizures, bloody vomiting, bloody urine, aching limbs, coughing, and decaying skin while victims are alive. It is extremely contagious, and it is why it was so lethal during the Middle Ages. And also, another type of bacteria that could be used for biological warfare is cholera, which is a gastrointestinal disease. It affects the stomach and intestines. It doesn't spread very well between humans, and it only really spreads in water. Some symptoms of it are diarrhea, vomiting, headache, and intestinal cramps. Half of the children that are infected with it will die. Some forms of viruses that would make extremely lethal biological warfare weapons are the monkeypox virus, which was first discovered in lab monkeys. It can spread to humans through monkeys and other animals. Half of the people that are affected by it die. Some symptoms of it are fevers, headaches, body aches, exhaustion, painful rashes, and lesions. Another deadly virus is Ebola, which was first recognized in 1972. There were 3 huge outbreaks in Africa, and 92% of the people ever affected died. Symptoms of it are abdominal pain, fever, headaches, bloody vomiting, general discomfort, joint and muscle pain, inflammation of the throat, coagulopathy, which affects blood clotting, chest pain, bleeding from the eyes, ears, and mouth, low blood pressure, a dry, sore throat, and hiccups, of all things. Fungus is another main form of biological warfare, but there are only 2 forms of fungus considered a major threat as a biological weapon. One of which is Coccidioides immitis. It is found in the soil in the southwest US. It causes valley fever and sometimes meningitis. Although it's usually mild, the severe cases cause flu-like symptoms such as fever, rashes, pneumonia, lung nodules, skin ulcers, abscesses, severe joint pain, inflammation of the heart, which is not good at all, urinary tract problems, and bone lesions. The other form that is considered extremely lethal is Histoplasma caseolatum, which is found worldwide. It causes histoplasmosis, and it appears similar to tuberculosis. The other and last main form of biological weapons are biotoxins, which are toxins produced by living organisms. They use biotoxins for either predation or defense. Some forms of biotoxins are cyanotoxins, which are produced by certain types of algae. Hemotoxins, which destroy red blood cells, made by pit vipers such as rattlesnakes. Necrotoxins, which kill anything it encounters. It's produced by some spiders, snakes, and bacteria. And last but not least, neurotoxin, which are probably the most lethal toxins of them all. They cause nervous system damage, and they're made by nearly every single species of scorpion, black widow spiders, along with other types of widow spiders, box jellyfish, king cobras, and some other similar snakes, and some species of sea snails.
And the little fox got away from the hunters and lived happily ever after until he died in a bear trap. The end. Oh, hello there. Don't ask me why I'm reading this book of sadly disturbing children's stories to this fake duck and wearing a helmet. A couple of facts on biological warfare. In 184 BC, Hannibal of Carthage made his men launch clay pots full of snakes onto enemy ships. In 198 AD, a similar attack was used against the Romans with pots full of scorpions. In the Middle Ages, corpses of victims of the bubonic plague were flung over castle walls to infect people living inside the castle. Eventually, people switched to dead animals to launch, because people are just disgusting. Don't worry, little ducky, you won't be launched. Yet. A couple of modern biological warfare examples. In 1991, Iraq admitted to having produced 19,000 liters of botulinum... I can't say this. Okay, let me just get this word right. In 1991, Iraq admitted to having produced 19,000 liters of botulinum toxin, 3 times the amount needed to kill every person on Earth. 10,000 liters were already loaded into weapons for use in warfare. Luckily, none of it was actually used. The 1995 Tokyo Metro sarin attacks. They killed 13 people, injured 50 people, and caused temporary vision problems for thousands of people. Really, it's the most serious attack on Japan since World War II. The 2001 anthrax attacks, in 1 week after 9/11, a man sent out a series of letters that contained anthrax spores to congressmen and media workers. The spores killed 5 people and infected 17 more people. A couple of good reasons to start biological warfare up again is, well, if we don't, someone else will, and we need to be original. Also, we could use it to evolve the human race. Those that survive will reproduce, those that don't survive won't reproduce. Just like Hitler wanted. Nah, I'm just kidding. There's no real good reasons. Don't you agree, Ducky?
So, Sadie, if you're being attacked by biological warfare people, then there's 3 ways to prevent against this. There's gas masks. These provide great protection for airborne diseases. They often filter the air to provide safe air to breathe for you. They cover the entire face to prevent toxic air from entering the body. And dust masks, like this, are not very good for audio, but they're just less toxic environments. Another way is vaccinations and antibiotics. They're usually very effective. Some of the problems are that they may not be effective against the disease, they may be in high demand and there may not be any available, and the viruses or bacteria may evolve too fast for the medicine. The final way to prevent biological warfare is to run away from the attack. This is the safest possible solution, and it puts any lethal disease far behind you.